from Columbia in high definition. This is WIS News 10 Awareness.
As another school year ends and students choose a new path to pursue, the future is filled with promise. This morning, we celebrate and recognize the achievements of students and continue to encourage them to focus on their purpose and fulfill their potential.
The biggest takeaway is that you normally don't see how much your work pays off until it does. I had to keep doing things and had to keep doing hard work in order to see that end product.
The day-to-day grind is necessary to get to that end goal and the next benchmark. The drive that pushes many of these students to the next step and a look at their accomplishments along the way. Thank you for joining us for Awareness. I'm your host, Megan Norman. 4 Richland One students have won a very distinct honor. They have been selected to receive a prestigious and highly coveted scholarship that allows them to go to college and graduate school for free. That's right, all their education expenses covered. The seniors are among just 11 Gates Millennium Scholars in South Carolina. They all have close to a 4.0 GPA and attend different high schools across the district. Shakoria Anderson, Lower Richland, Micah Crumpton, W.J. Keenan, Marcus Smith, A.C. Flora, and Linda Taylor, Eau Claire. They all have varying interests and are all going to college to pursue their passions. Billie Jean Shaw sat down with 3 of the Richland One students to talk about their success so far and their life goals.
3 students, 3 goals.
My goal is ultimately to become a pediatrician.
My main goal is to start my own business with computer technology.
I wanted to start my own mentorship.
1 accomplishment. All 3 of these high school seniors will attend college and graduate school for free, thanks to the Gates Millennium Scholarship.
It feels amazing because I don't have to worry about student loans. My mom is very happy. It's a huge weight off of my mother's shoulders because she didn't know how she was gonna pay for school. She was in tears when we first discovered the scholarship.
The Gates Millennium Scholarship, also known as the GMS, removes the financial barriers for seniors in high school to pursue any undergrad major or graduate program at no cost. Out of 50,000 applicants nationwide, 1,000 students were awarded the scholarship, and 4 of those students are from Richland One. Shakoria attends Lower Richland High School and says this is something she's wanted since 7th grade.
It was a dream come true and it felt surreal at first.
In the fall, Shakoria plans on attending Georgetown University and then grad school to fulfill her dreams of becoming a pediatrician.
Graduate school is very expensive as well, so just knowing that to pass my undergraduate degree, that's already taken care of and I don't have to worry about it. It was a great assurance.
Linda is another student who dreamed of this accomplishment for years.
I had to revise my essays a lot of times, and then at one point I was just like, maybe this isn't for me.
But it was for her, and now Linda will attend USC in the fall and major in computer science.
The world is advancing in technology, and I wanted to give underprivileged kids the opportunity to work with technology.
And joining Linda in the fall is Micah. Micah was also excited when he got this scholarship.
Being the first one in the family to actually, have an opportunity to do something great, it feels unreal.
Now, Marcus Smith, the senior from AC Flora, will be attending MIT in the fall. He plans on majoring in architectural engineering and design with a minor in theater arts. I had the chance to sit down with Marcus as he prepares for Cambridge. Now that you are a graduate of AC Flora High School, how does it feel to start your college endeavors?
It's a really interesting experience because everything is ending but beginning at the same time. So it's weird to start saying goodbye to all my friends here and family, but it's also really exciting to get started on the next phase of my life.
And you're going to be studying architecture at MIT.
I am.
Congratulations
Thank you.
on this amazing scholarship. Why architecture?
Well, it was actually difficult for me to arrive at architecture because growing up I was involved in so many different things like the theater and academics, and I wanted to incorporate those interests in what I did for a living. And for me, that ended up being architecture.
And tell me a little bit about this Gates Millennium Scholarship. When did you first hear about it, and did that affect your academic progress?
Well, I heard about it my freshman year, And it was something that I kept in my mind, but since I was involved in so many extracurricular activities, it really didn't come up again until the end of my junior year when my counselor met with me and some other students, and she really encouraged us to apply for it.
In speaking with one of the administrators here, you've had perfect attendance throughout your entire education experience so far. You obviously have good grades. Where does that work ethic and that drive come from?
Well, what really motivates me is seeing myself progress. And whenever I see that, it just pushes me to work even harder.
And when you found out that you were one of just a handful of recipients of this scholarship, how did that make you feel?
When I first found out, it was a bit surreal, honestly, because I couldn't imagine I just won a scholarship that paid for all of college. And at the same time, it was really humbling, but exciting. I was experiencing all these great emotions at once.
So what are your plans moving forward? And how are you going to make use of this scholarship?
Well, I plan to study architecture. After that, I would like to get my license. And then I would like to work as an intern and eventually work my way up to run my own firm with maybe another individual.
Have you ever been to Boston before?
I have, only once though.
Okay, so what do you think about starting your college experience there, and are you excited?
I think Boston is a really cool city just from seeing it once. The biggest thing I've heard is that it's really cold and I should get a good pair of boots and a good jacket.
Yes, absolutely. Speaking as a northerner, a former northerner, I wholeheartedly agree with that. So Marcus, give me some advice for other students or other kids growing up who may want to attain the level of success you have attained so far.
Well, I think developing self-motivation is a really big factor because you're not always going to have someone out there that's going to push you at 24/7. And so when I realized that I had to have some sort of motivating force to do it without.
Yeah, well, and talk to me a little bit about some of your struggles, because no one is perfect. We know that. You just told me you have a love-hate relationship with math, so there are some things maybe that you struggle with. So talk a little bit about your challenges, your struggles, and how you work to overcome them.
Right. Well, I was in the IB program, and it's a very rigorous two-year course. And there were multiple times where I was thinking to myself, oh, why am I still doing this? And I don't know, because there was just something in me that didn't necessarily know what I was doing it for, but I knew it was necessary to get where I needed to go. And so even though I couldn't define how this would be useful in my later years, I knew that I had to do it to get on to the next step. And that was really my primary motivating force.
So would you say your focus was one step, one day at a time,
Yes.
but having a greater purpose in the back of your mind at all
Definitely.
times?
Mm-hmm.
And talk a little bit about your family support and the school support. When I walked in here, everyone seems to know your name. You're very respected here. So talk about all the support you've received.
Well, my family has been there, of course, throughout my whole life, and they've been so supportive and so helpful, and they're always willing to help me, and I really appreciate that. But the school, I think since I was involved in so many things in school, like the theater as well as the academics, that I just knew a lot of people, and they were interested in where I'd go, and so that's what has made me more recognized.
And finally, what would be one of your takeaways from your high school experience?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway is that you normally don't see how much your work pays off until it does. And for me, well, for me at least, and since that applied to me, I knew, like I said earlier, that I had to keep doing things and had to keep doing hard work in order to see that end product.
So hard work pays off.
Definitely.
Marcus, congratulations again.
Thank you.
Thank you for talking with me, and we're going to have to check back in a few years and see how you're coming along.
All right.
Now Marcus has another honor, perfect attendance for all 12 years of school. Congratulations, Marcus. We know you will continue to make us all proud. He and the other Richland One students joined 7 other Gates Millennium Scholars from across the state. The areas represented include Camden, Lake City, Anderson, Orangeburg, Hopkins, Rembert, Denmark, and Colombia. Congratulations to all the students. Still to come on awareness, more students succeeding and making a difference. Creativity, ingenuity, and a little bit of guidance turned an idea into a grand prize-winning device. More on prosthetic kids next. Welcome back to Awareness. A Midlands middle school teacher and 3 of his students put their problem-solving skills to the test and came out winners. Dr. Christopher Kraft and 3 6th graders from CrossRoads Middle School in Columbia created and printed prosthetic hands that not only won a national prize, but also have already been put to good practical use. Joining me now is Dr. Kraft and the 6th graders. We have MCKENZIE Smith, CORBYN Player, and CARSON Ellis. And in the back row, Kelly and Reagan Potter and her brother, Cameron. Thank you for being with us this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Now, Dr. Kraft, how did this idea come to be?
We received our first 3D printer on a grant from the MakerBot company about a year and a half ago. And as we began to explore the possibilities for 3D printing in the classroom at the beginning of this school year, somewhat on a whim, we came across an organization called Enabling the Future. Enabling the Future matches locations like ours that have a 3D printer with children that need prosthetic hands. And in conversation with the ladies in front of you, we decided to throw our hat into the ring and say that we'd be willing to take on a project, and that's how we were matched with Alyssa.
And Carson, there are so many things you can make with a 3D printer, so why choose these hands?
I would choose these hands because you're not helping yourself, you're helping somebody in your community, and it's better to help than just play around with it, and you really can change somebody's life.
Right, and you've already done that.
Yes, ma'am.
And tell me a little bit more, CORBYN, about making these hands. What goes into that process?
Well, you have to code on how to make it on the computer, and then it sends it to the 3D printer to be printed with filament, and it melts the filament to put it in parts and then when it's finished, you put it together.
Is it a long process? How long does it take to print those hands?
I'd say like maybe 9 hours.
Oh, okay. But 9 hours, well worth it, right, MCKENZIE?
Yes.
And what do you enjoy about these hands, about the product that you have, that you're holding?
I really just enjoy giving it to them and making it, just because you have some ups and downs, but in the end you realize that you changed someone's life and you can see the joy on their face.
Right, because there's a greater purpose at play here. And Dr. Kraft, there are more hands on the way.
There are. We're fortunate to have just completed our hopefully first annual Handathon. On Friday, just this past week, we transformed our cafeteria into a prosthetic hand assembly station. Almost 100 kids gave up their afternoon time when they could have been watching a movie to spend time with me in the cafeteria assembling prosthetic hands.
And one of your students right next to you, Cameron, came to you and had a bit of a request for you, right? Cameron, what was that request you had?
I just asked that we would bring Reagan to the Handathon because when she was only 1 year old, she had a heart disability and she had to have a heart transplant. So she didn't get all the blood to her fingers, so she didn't have them. So this hand gave her the ability to grip things that she can't normally, and she's just really grateful for it.
So when you saw the hands, you thought of your sister right away.
Right.
And Kelly, what a difference this has made for Reagan. I know she's only had it for a little bit, but do you already see a difference?
I'm excited about the opportunities that she's going to have with it. I mean, being able to pick up a bat or a golf club and play with her brother now, or ride a bike without, or just, just to have a good grip on both sides instead of the one hand now.
Reagan, do you like your hand? Kelly, what were some of the challenges that she's had? She's 10 years old now?
She is.
So what were some of the challenges she's been having growing up?
Well, she did not have any of her fingers on the right hand, or does not, and she has had to learn how to write with her left hand, and she doesn't play on the playground and the monkey bars like other kids do, or it's just everyday things that she's missed out on or had to adapt to.
Right. But now, because of prosthetic kids, she might have a better chance to do some of these things.
I'm excited. She's going to be more like or feel more regular,
Right.
you know.
Right. And Dr. Kraft, are you going to be working to better fit a hand for her in the future?
Yes, ma'am. I only got a chance to meet Reagan just yesterday, so this is a brand new venture for her. So not only are we going to make one that potentially fits a little better and is maybe a little tighter when she flexes it, we're also going to make it in her very favorite color that she chose, which is purple.
Purple. What a great color, a royal color. I like that color too. Now, ladies, what does it mean to you? How does it feel when you look at Reagan or when you look at Alyssa to see your product is being used?
It feels really good. It feels like you impacted somebody's life and really just help them be more, do things that they've never done before and help them to accomplish their dreams.
Right. Corbin?
It feels really good to know that you're not just taking from the community, you're giving back and helping someone in need.
Right. And can you demonstrate a little bit? Maybe all you ladies just put the hand out and show us a little bit how it works? So it can grip, it can do a lot of things like a normal, regular hand can do. Anything special about it that you ladies like?
I just like making it and doing, because you can do all different colors, and especially with this one, you can have the different strings too. So I'd love to keep making that for little kids
Yeah,
or
like
adults.
McKenzie said, that you can customize it your own way.
You can personalize it and really make it your own.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, great work that you ladies have done with the help of Dr. Kraft, of course. And there's this big check here on the floor because these hands won a big prize.
Yes, ma'am, they did. We were so fortunate to be the grand prize recipients of the Belk Service Learning Challenge, and we're so thankful to Belk and Discovery Education and the International Society for Technology and Education for awarding this to us.
And was this a national competition?
Yes, ma'am, it was.
And you all took home the grand prize. So what is this money going to be used for?
Well, each of the three girls in front of me receives a $2,000 college scholarship, and I receive a $2,000 award. So for them, it'll be used for forwarding their education. For me, it'll buy lots of new 3D printing filament.
Wonderful. Well, I can't wait to see what else comes out of that 3D printer. Thank you all for being with us. It's been truly a pleasure.
Thank you.
It's been our pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Still to come on awareness, part of student success includes good guidance and mentorship. And there's some summer jobs that are created for a purpose. A career development program in Columbia is designed to give kids the tools they need to help groom them for the future. Welcome back to Awareness. In order to achieve success, you have to have the right role models. Over the summer, the Columbia Urban League is trying to put the right tools in place to help kids be successful beyond the classroom. Joining me now is JT McLawhorn, president of the Columbia Urban League, and Santora Bird, and you are a rising sophomore at Spring Valley High School. Yes. Thank you for being with us this morning.
Welcome.
Now, tell us a little bit about this summer leadership program.
This is a program we started in 1984. It's really designed to help young people to become successful. The program focuses on work experience. Work experience has been known over the years as a process to help young people to reach their goals in life. All the research showed the importance and the correlation between work experience and high school performance and success later on in life. Many young people come from environments where work is invisible. There are communities now where work has disappeared. And so what this program does, it introduces a lot of people to work and let them know that you can be successful. Work opens up opportunities. It enables them to develop relationships. It helps them to navigate through conflicts, and more importantly, it gives them goals and objectives in life.
Exactly. And they learn more than just the on-the-job skills. I mean, it's life lessons in many cases that they're learning. And you have been a part of this program before, correct?
Yes.
Tell me some of the things you've learned and how it's helped you.
I've learned I work at the Benedict College Language Arts Camp, and I had to work with kids, and it helped me with my patience because
you need that.
Yes, and I also had communication skills. I developed those because I was kind of a shy speaker before, but having to talk to the staff and the people I work with, I have to be able to speak with them and not just be shy.
Exactly.
And I also learned time management because I had to be on work on time and not be late and just do everything in a timely manner, and it just helped me.
And why did you first get involved, and how did you get involved in the program?
Well, I'm involved in Project Ready, so they gave us SWELP applications, and I tried to apply for it, and I got the job. And it just like really helped me, and I'm planning to work in it again.
So you recommend this to other students?
Yes, I really recommend this to all the teenagers out there. This is a really great opportunity for them.
And how do they get in touch with you if they want to become a part of this program?
Well, they need to contact the Urban League. But I think importantly, we've asked the community to support this program, and they can support this program through a checkoff on their water utility bill with the City of Columbia.
Yes.
Just recently, the City Council voted to move some resources from prison and incarceration to move it into a prevention mode to help young people get jobs, because there's a direct correlation between work experience and incarceration.
Absolutely. Well, what a great program. I'm so glad you're getting so much from it. I hope other students do as well. Thank you for being with us this morning. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Stay with us. We'll be right back with a final thought. Purpose, process, payoff. You may not always know the path or feel comfortable on it, but there is a greater purpose and a payoff if you stay committed to the process. Struggles happen for a reason. Use them as motivation. Victories are pats on the back. Embrace them, enjoy them, then move on to the next battle. Don't be afraid to take risks. Don't be afraid to fail. And when you do, know that your failures are not the end, but simply part of the process. Whatever you do, never lose your passion. A past awareness guest once gave me some great advice. She said, if your passion leaves, you need to go with it. Follow your passions, especially when they change. Because if you're lucky, along the way, you'll discover who you really are and find your true purpose. Keep striving and keep believing in yourself. Until next time, I'm Megan Norman. This is Awareness.